want to give a big shout out to Estelle's Fresh Mix in Iowa City and Coralville. They decided to sponsor this episode. We're going to be giving away 4 $25 gift cards to Estelle's. And to win, all you have to do is follow our TikTok in the link in the bio and comment your username on the YouTube video. That's how you win.
Lyin.
Thank you, Estelle's. Welcome back to episode 6 of the Lyin podcast. We have a very special guest today, Muscatine's finest, Iowa legend, Joe Wieskamp. Thanks for joining us, Joe. I appreciate you taking the time to talk with us.
Yeah, for sure. Appreciate you guys having me.
So you're saying you're in Vegas right now, and you're playing Summer League?
Yeah, so I'm playing Summer League right now with the Timberwolves. Just been out here for a couple weeks now, played 5 games. It's basically just
really?
Showcase your talent in front of the whole NBA and then try to get some sort of call up.
So I know you're on the Celtics, right? The G League for them. And so what's next?
Yeah, so actually I signed a deal over in Australia with a team called Southeast Melbourne. It's in the NBL. It's a really cool opportunity. It's a shorter season, only 6 months, so I'll go over there kind of middle of August through the end of February. Seems like a really cool opportunity for me. This opportunity to play, good team basketball, be a guy that's going to be, heavily relied upon to execute plays and, make buckets, late game. It was just something I was really looking forward to. Obviously, playing in the G League can be hard at times. Every guy's looking out for themselves.
Yeah.
Can you come back later?
Yeah, what time?
Like 2 hours?
2 hours?
Thank you. Sorry about that.
No worries.
That's not good. So I guess when do you head out for there?
Yeah, so it'll be like the first couple weeks of August. So basically, in my contract, so I signed that deal. In that deal, there's what's called like an NBA out. So if I'm able to earn a contract through Summer League, then I'm able to get out of that contract in Australia. But if not, then I'll go over there.
You ever been to Australia before?
Never have.
Yeah, sounds cool, man.
But the more I've kind of looked into it, seems like it'd be really cool. A lot of fun memories that my family can make.
Yeah, definitely. I hear they have some huge spiders just chilling over there all the time.
That's what people keep bringing up, the spiders and the snakes, and I'm like, I'm scared of snakes, so I better not be too many.
Me too. I just make sure you get a good exterminator or something.
I think
You gotta keep a can of Raid on you at all times.
Yeah, I think they have us in like an apartment in a high rise, so I'll be.
Okay, you shouldn't have to.
So I know that you've moved teams a couple of times. Is it hard moving to these different states all the time and having to find an apartment, maybe like acclimating the city and all that stuff?
That's honestly one of the hardest parts about it. Obviously, I've been, out of college 3 years now. I was drafted by the Spurs, so initially moved down to San Antonio. Then the second year I started off the year in Wisconsin with the Herd. Played 2 months there, then got the call up with the Raptors. So then had to move, my family up to Toronto to finish the season. Came back to Iowa, and then the start of last year I went to Dallas to start the year. Went to training camp with the Mavs. Played with their G League team for a little bit, and then was traded to the Celtics G League team. Then had to move again out to Maine, and now playing summer with the Timberwolves, and potentially moving to Australia. So that's one of the hardest parts. Obviously, being married and having a 7-month-old son. That's a dog, so that's a whole different layer to it. Just logistically being able to, move your stuff, move them, and everything. But the thing I keep reminding myself is we got to experience a lot of cool things. We've lived in places that other people would only dream of, and we've got to experience a lot of cool things. So I'm definitely grateful for all of my experiences.
Yeah, it definitely sounds like a really cool career. When did you know? Was it draft night, or did you always have a feeling like I'm going to the NBA?
It was towards the end of my junior year at Iowa. I felt like I'd, played pretty well. I was shooting the three extremely well, and that's something the NBA obviously wants. As guys that can space the floor for your playmakers. And so I've been getting good feedback from my agent, and then obviously that summer leading up to the draft, you go and work out for different teams.
Oh, shoot, sorry, my bad.
No, you're good. So then I went to the combine and put up really good numbers, played well. And then at that point, just talking to my agent, we decided that felt I had a good chance to get drafted and sign a contract. So that's when I decided to go.
That's what's up. How was the draft process? Well, you were like, obviously you're pumped to go. Was it cool, like meeting, popping all those players that are on the team? I guess was DeMar on the team then?
He left the year right before I got there.
Okay.
But yeah, it was really cool. So basically, once the college season ends, you start training for the draft, and teams will fly you in to work out at their facility. Meet you, and so I did 12 of those workouts.
Oh, jeez.
Flying to different cities, meeting with different teams, their personnel, and then went to the combine, obviously. But just being able to get drafted is something I always dreamed of. So to hear my name called was something extremely special, and then getting to go down to San Antonio for an historic, franchise, a team that's known for winning championships, was really cool. Obviously, we were in kind of a rebuilding stage at that point, so we weren't competing for championships at that point. But just to be around that type of organization, that type of coach, was really cool.
Yeah, Joe, I have a question for you. One thing I've loved watching your career about is you always give back to your hometown, Muscatine. I'm pretty sure this is the third year you're going to do your skills camp for kids. That's coming up July 24th. Can you tell people a little bit about that and kind of what will go on?
Yeah, I'm super excited about that. Thanks for bringing that up. It's just something I've always, wanted to do as I've gotten older, is just being able to give back to the community. Obviously, I have a lot of young kids that look up to me and the success that I've had. So just being able to come back and share some of the knowledge that I've learned from the different coaches that I've played for, all the different experiences that I've had, and just spend the day with them, teaching them drills. And more so, it's not even that. It's just being around the kids and, answering questions that they may have, and just being around them. Obviously, those kids are young. They're eager to learn. They're a lot of fun. So just being able to do this my third year, super excited about it, and definitely going to have a good turnout for sure.
Nice. And then I know that's for little kids. Do you have any advice for those high schoolers that are trying to make it to the next level?
I would say it's just consistency, believing in yourself, constantly working on your game, and just, having the belief in your, trusting in your work in those times that you are in the gym by yourself, and just having that confidence once you are on, the game floor, to just trust in your work, and just be a good person as well. Teams definitely value that. So yeah.
So I am currently a collegiate athlete at a JUCO, so it's quite a bit different than what your experience might have been. I want you to kind of think back to Iowa. What did a normal home game look for you leading up to playing in Carver Hawkeye?
Typically we'd play every 3 or 4 games, so we'd always have a 2-day prep kind of leading up to it. So the 2 days leading up to the game, you're watching a lot of film, obviously, on your opponent, starting to figure out their tendencies. And then the day of the game, you obviously have your classes because you're still a student. And then usually we would have shoot around 5 hours before the game. It's a 7 p.m. tip. We'd have shoot around at 2 o'clock, and then we'd have pregame meal 4 hours before the game. Get your food. Then I'd usually go back to my apartment, rest up a little bit, kind of get mentally prepared, and then come back to Carver and get warmed up.
Nice. And then how different is that with the road schedule and travel wise? Is it kind of still the same process, or is there's some stuff that's different?
Yeah, we try to keep it really consistent all throughout, whether it's road or home. There were sometimes we'd play at home and they'd put us up in a hotel the night before if it was an early game, just to kind of guys from going downtown the night before. But otherwise, yeah, for the most part, everything was kept pretty consistent.
Mhm. I like that. Go ahead, Jay.
Okay, so I'll say like the first time I ever heard of you, I went to Davenport North, so like you probably played us a couple times, but I just remember everybody being like, "Oh my God, we got to play that man Joe this week. Like we are not ready for it." And I know obviously a lot of people know Joe the basketball player, but I'm kind of trying to get to know Joe the dude. So like, what are like some of like your favorite video games? Like, did you get that new NCAA that just came out, or
I haven't yet, but that's definitely that's coming soon. It's
yeah?
funny. I was actually just playing Fortnite right before this call. A couple of my
Okay,
buddies
okay, I can get down with that.
Okay.
Yep.
from college. Yeah. Yeah. So I play video games, and then, like I said, I'm married and have a son, so a lot of my time is spent with them. Just
Yeah.
taking care of a 7-month-old is a lot of work. So just
Yeah, I can
um,
imagine.
yeah, just kind of working around his sleep schedule and just playing with him and stuff. And then having the 2 dogs, so playing with them in the yard, taking them for walks. I like to play golf, get out there every once in a while, but for the most part, pretty low key. Just hanging out with family, playing video games, watching
Mhm.
Netflix. Kind of typical guy.
Yep. Kind of piggybacking off of that. What are like? Do you got like a favorite movie or like some of your favorite TV shows that you like to watch? I know you're probably pretty busy. You know what I mean? I would assume that you're busy with working out and all that kind of stuff and family.
Yeah, I mean, I am busy, but at the same time, we travel so much, and it's like you can only be in the gym so many hours a day.
Yeah.
So we actually have a lot more free time than a lot of people think.
Mm-hmm.
I would say my favorite movie is Glory Road. That's always
Okay.
one I love. Favorite TV show of all time, I think, is Prison Break.
Oh, that's
Hey,
a banger.
love that. Love that.
Schofield's a legend.
Yep.
Mhm. Mhm.
But no, I've watched a lot of series. Like, I love watching Netflix.
Yeah, me too. I watch probably so many TV shows that I can't keep up with half of them. So
That's my problem right now is I can't figure out a show to watch. I'm like trying
yep.
to find one.
Mhm.
There's definitely plenty of stuff. We started watching a show called Your Honor with Bryan Cranston, the guy from Breaking Bad,
Oh
and
yeah,
I watched the first episode. It was cool so far.
yeah. I might
If you
check
haven't seen Breaking Bad, that's really good too.
it. I've seen Breaking Bad twice because I
Yep.
watched it myself and then my wife hadn't seen it, so I rewatched it with her. So
Mhm.
that's another one that's up there.
That's one of my favorite shows. What about like music wise? What are you into music? Is there like you have like a workout playlist or like a pre-game playlist or anything like that?
I'm a country guy.
Hey, okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Not like old school country, but more so like Morgan Wallen, Luke Combs.
Okay.
Mhm.
I'd say that's 90% of my playlist.
Okay. I remember you were a grade younger than me, I think it was, and I ended up going to a different high school. But I remember I was hearing about you because you were killing it. I don't remember exactly what it was. Do you remember a game against? I think it was like Assumption or something like that, where you put up like the first like 34 points for the Muskies or something like that.
Yeah, that was against Bettendorf.
Oh, okay.
It was on Cake Auction, which is like the big fundraiser, so the whole community's out. I think I scored like the first 31.
Yeah, I know. I heard about
And
that.
then I 4 and 6-4. So it was just one of those nights where everything was going in.
They had a guy, Bettendorf. They had a guy. I think he went to Ohio State. Was his name like DJ Carton or something like that?
Yeah,
Were
he's
you
actually
playing against him?
Yeah, he's playing with the Raptors right now. So
Okay.
Okay.
yeah, he's making.
Yeah, I remember him. I used to do coaching with Cruz. Cruz just got the head coach job for the girls Muskies. Congrats to him. But I used to do some coaching with him when I lived in Muscatine. We'd go over to the Beyond the Baseline and play. And he was there with the team once. That's how I met him once. What is your career high? What do you have in that game? If you had 31 in the first like half.
Yeah, I think I finished with 54.
You know how long it takes you to count to 54?
Yes, that was my career high that night.
That's crazy.
It's ridiculous.
You almost had that double nickel. Another member I remember, let me know if you remember this too, in middle school. I was in 7th grade, so I think you'd be in 6th. We had like a half court shootout thing for like a pizza party for your grade. And I remember you had to like make one during like lunchtime to get into like the list to make it in front of the school. and so there's a bunch of dudes in the gym. We're shooting the half courts, and I go up there, I airball it. I was embarrassed, and I think you like went up right after, drilled it, and like oh, we're getting pepperoni. I was like, what? Do you remember that at all, or am I just making that up?
I like vividly remember it. I don't remember all the details of it, but it does sound familiar.
I just remember that because I was so embarrassed. I was like, I gotta move, but like no one cared. Everyone was bricking.
No one cares.
No one cares.
So who? Another question, like, obviously shooting is one of your better assets in your game. What else do you think is one of your stronger assets?
I'd say rebounding, like being a position that can come in there and help the bigs rebound, and then just like get it and push it in transition. I feel like that's something I've always tried to be efficient at. Is scoring in the open floor, taking advantage of those opportunities when you have like a 3-on-2, you have a 2-on-1, just making sure you're executing those. And obviously defense is an area that's something I've been working on trying to improve at. Being a white guy in the NBA, you get labeled as a bad defender. They're just gonna go at you, and so you don't have to be exceptional. Just being solid, keep guys in front, know your rotations. So that's something I've really been working on.
Yeah, you just don't want to be bad enough to where like the game plan is attack him.
Yeah, exactly. Like then the coach has to take you out because you can't defend. So.
Yeah, I mean, dude, some of those guys like you can't guard. Like honestly, like DeMar DeRozan, I don't think you can guard him.
Right,
He's gonna get buckets.
They're gonna make shots, so it's just try to make them make tough shots. That's all you can do.
What do you think your like worst asset, and how can you improve that?
I would say it's defense right now. I think playmaking is an area that I can improve on as well. Just coming off dribble handoffs, coming off pin downs, being able to get downhill and obviously finish for myself, but being able to find the open guy. If the help from the corner, being able to see that guy open and make that pass, I think is an area that I can continue to get better at.
Yeah, you may have a frame for a good defender. What are you, like 6'8", something like that?
6'6", 6'7".
Okay. Yeah, you definitely have a frame for it. Who was like the first guy that you saw that you're like, damn, that guy's better than me? Like you saw, like you're like, dude, this is a whole nother level now.
I mean, it's humbling when you get to the NBA because my whole life I've been the best player on the team. In college, I mean, obviously Luka Garza, but still one of the best players on the team. Then you get to the NBA, it's like, holy shit, I'm the worst player here. Like this could, those guys have been there, they're proven, they're older. And so, your first day at training camp, you're like, oh crap, like let's get it, like we gotta go.
Yeah.
Yep.
But individual player that I was so impressed with was Luka Doncic. I mean, going to training camp with the Mavs, I remember there was a practice leading up to preseason, and Grant Williams was just talking shit to him, just being the guy that he is. And 6 straight Luka just comes down, step back 3, crossover layup, step back 3. It was like, I'm pretty sure he had like 30 straight points in a pickup game. Yeah, just watching that was definitely one of those moments.
That's Isaiah's favorite player right there. Is Luka.
Really?
Yeah.
We were rooting for him in the playoffs.
Yeah, they had a good run at it.
Did you have a favorite teammate at every level? Like, so who was your favorite teammate in high school, college, and in the pros? I guess after college.
That's hard to say. In high school, honestly, I grew up like my whole friend group, like we all played, so all those guys, like that's honestly some of my best memories is playing high school basketball, just because those are the guys you grew up with. You played.
And you're dropping 50.
Yeah.
Sure, that helps. But it's like you played basketball, football, baseball, soccer, all the sports growing up together, and then my senior year, we were able to make the state tournament for the first time in 16 years. So just to be able to experience that with my best friends growing up was one of the coolest experiences I've had. So it's hard to pick one.
Yeah.
In college, I would say CJ Frederick. He was my roommate my freshman year, and just room together all throughout. I'm actually going to his wedding next weekend, so
Nice.
pretty cool. Just those relationships stay with you forever. In the NBA, I would say Doug McDermott, just being another guy.
Okay.
Okay, Doug.
I played with him my rookie year in San Antonio, and just kind of try to model my game after him a little bit. Just the way that he can shoot the ball, come off screens, but also finish around the rim. So all
I'm a fan of Doug.
throughout all this, so it's been a lot of fun.
Kind of a follow-up question on that. You talked about kind of trying to model your game after Doug a little bit in the pros. Who was the guy that you definitely tried to emulate your game after growing up? Like, who was your favorite basketball player growing up?
Growing up for me, I mean, I would say Klay Thompson. He was a guy I loved to watch. Just the way that he shoots the ball, like he doesn't hesitate. Obviously, he's older now. He's coming off a couple of bad injuries, so he's not quite the same player he was. But watching that game, he scored 37 in one quarter. Like just some of those things, like holy, this guy can shoot the ball. And so just trying to model my game after him a little bit.
Nice.
Who would you like compare your game, like your player comp current?
It's gonna sound bad, but I mean it's like every white shooter in the NBA, like Duncan Robinson, Max Strus, Kevin Huerter, like all those guys, like just being guys that can shoot the ball, catch and shoot, space the floor, but also being able to shoot off the move, being able to get downhill, finish at the rim, and then rebound as well. So I think all those guys are able to do that.
Obviously, in the NBA, you have to you can't get flashy or anything. You're there, you shoot the ball, you rebound, you play good D. In pickup, do you have like a little flashy game, because obviously especially I guess when you're playing against like worse players, like not NBA players, you could definitely get a little flashy on them. Do you have like a deep bag?
I would say definitely have more than I show in games. You're exactly right though. It's like you have to. They always talk about you have to be great at your role, like knowing that I'm not the guy that's gonna bring the ball up and drive and create for our offense. I'm a guy that's gonna space the floor. I'm gonna hit open threes. I'm gonna come off screens. I might dribble 5 times a game, but for me, that's just my role. Playing in pickup in the summer is times where you can work on some of those things and get to your step backs, get to the different shots like that you want to work on. Because at the end of the day, even if you're not going to take those shots in games, taking tough shots in pickup and different angles or what, to a better shooter, and just makes you more confident. When you are playmaking, you have the ball in your hands. So it's a lot of fun playing pickup and adding those different things.
Yeah. Yeah, you might you're most likely you won't a lot of guys won't get shots like that, but sometimes you might have to. Like we saw in that Indiana series with Andrew Nembhard taking that deep step back. That was his deepest three of the season. Like he wasn't shooting that all the time, but he's definitely shot it before and he knocked that down.
Right. Yeah. You just have to be prepared for any situation, or it's like if you're given a late shot clock, you get the ball with 5 seconds left, and like you can't get off it. You have to get something. So, kind of a go-to move and counters off.
Yeah, it's kind of made. Do you have like a lot of people when they think of like a Joe highlight, they think of that Rutgers 3-pointer. Is that your personal favorite, or do you have like one of your own that you really enjoy?
I mean, it's hard to beat that one.
Yeah.
At Rutgers. I'd say singular moment, that's definitely number one, but there's been a lot of cool ones throughout the years. Like I think it was my sophomore year, we were playing PV. They were the number 1 team in the state, and I hit like a sidestep 3 to go up 1 with like 20 seconds left, and then we got a stop on the defensive end. So we beat them, the number 1 team in the state. So that was pretty cool as well.
I have another one for you. Kind of going back to Iowa or even in the pros. A lot of guys kind of talk about just the skill level increasing and practices getting harder and stuff. Do you have like a specific memory of like a practice that was just the worst, like physically or mentally or anything like that?
I'd say just college, college. I don't know if you've been to many games at Carver, but just like how court, you know, like you go down into it, so like those stairs are pretty steep.
Mhm.
And just leading up to the season, we'd always have conditioning, and just we'd have to sprint up those stairs so many times. Like you'd sprint the stairs, like jog back down, and you get on the court. I think we do like 22s, which is basically 2 down and backs in 22 seconds. So then you can go right back to the stairs, sprint up the stairs, jog back down, 22s, like just like nonstop. And so I'd say that was one of those days where I was like, holy crap.
Was there ever a point in time where you thought like maybe basketball wasn't for you? Like even if you're like a kid?
Not really. I mean, going into high school is when I stopped playing baseball and football just to focus on basketball, because I knew that that was my best sport and probably the sport that I had the best chance to go pro in. And it's just a sport I've always loved. Like growing up playing in the driveway with my brothers, just playing a one-on-one, playing pig. Like it's just something I always loved. So I'm definitely grateful that I've been able to make a career out of it and make a living to provide for my family off of it.
Mhm.
Yeah. I got a question. Were you ever in the building when Caitlin Clark was there? Because like obviously these last couple of years Iowa's been getting a lot of like mainstream media attention, so that's been pretty cool to see, you know.
Yeah, it's definitely been really cool. I mean, she's just exceptional. Like what she does with the women's game is just crazy. I mean, seeing those crowds last year and just even what she's doing in the WNBA now, like I think it was last night she had the assist record.
19,
19.
yeah.
Yeah, so
19.
you know, and she's getting thrown around on the court, like players are going at her, but she's like every team is chartered flights because of her. So
Yep.
it's just
Yeah,
crazy
she's
when change the game for them. And it's really cool to see, you know, a girl from Iowa be the kind of the pioneer of all that.
I thought your guys' team deserves a little bit more buzz. You guys were really good that year with Luka, and I think you guys reached top 3 ranked, and then
Yeah.
remember that Gonzaga game. As a Hawkeye fan, I was like, I know you wanted that game.
It just stunk that was during COVID. I think that's what killed a lot, because like that was like the Gonzaga game was 1v3, and there was no fans in the crowd, so it's like that would have been packed. Honestly, all of our games would have been like we were top 10 all season.
That was a really good season
for us.
Yeah, I can imagine it was a completely different environment trying to play with like the COVID and everything, and then you know, yeah, no fans is kind of crazy.
It was, yeah. And then Iowa did this thing where fans could send in like a cutout of their face. So, like,
I remember that.
like the first 6 rows of like Harper are just all these random fat heads of every day in practice. Like you just like see them, like see the same faces. But it is what it is. I was just thankful we at least were able to play games.
Yeah.
Speaking of the Hawkeyes, I have a blind ranking for you. I got 6 players from the Hawkeyes. I want you to rank them 1 through 6. First up, I have Peter Jock.
Okay.
You got
Get a number.
Oh, I don't get to hear all 6 first?
No,
it's a blind ranking. Blind ranking.
He's
I'm
like,
gonna skip the row. I'm gonna go P. We'll say 4.
4? Okay.
4.
And then next I got Jordan Bohannon.
Career-wise, I mean, he played 5.5 years, so his stats are up there. I'll go Jordan at 3.
Okay. I got Jared Utah.
I'll go Utah at 5.
5. I got Adam Woodbury.
Woodbury at 6. I'm sorry.
And then I got Tyler Cook.
I'm gonna have to put TC at 2. Hopefully I'm 1.
And last is yourself, Joe.
Let's go.
You knew it was coming.
I was a huge Jared Utah fan. I thought he was gonna be super nice.
I was thinking you were gonna have Luke in there, so I was saving a top spot up there for him.
No, you knew you were in there.
It worked out decent.
Where are like some like when you're in Iowa City, what were like some like the go-to spots that you'd often go to?
For sure, Estella's. I mean, that's number one. Like literally
Yes.
every time I drive through Iowa City, that's the first spot.
Mm-hmm. Me
I was
too.
also a big Stella fan. The place right over by Kinnick.
Mm-hmm.
They had half-price jambalaya on Tuesday nights, so I was going there every Tuesday. It's insane. Basta was up there for Italian. Trying to think what else. Orchard Green. It's not a very popular spot, but it's a good like date night spot.
Okay.
There's a lot of good spots in Iowa City. I love the food there.
I'm a big fan of Iowa City. Have you ever been to the View on like the rooftop of the what's it called? Some hotel.
Yeah, I've been there. It's good food there too.
That place is really good. I think that might be my favorite spot in Iowa City.
Yeah, I went there
Like
after
the house too.
where we beat Michigan. They're like highly ranked, and then we went to the View after that. So it's a good spot. For sure.
I know they didn't have like NIL deals back then, and so I guess you can't really say, I guess, but did you get? Obviously, they might not have been giving you money, but what were they giving you? Like, obviously, they had to like give you some stuff.
Yeah, so unfortunately, I did miss that on NIL. Could have made a decent amount of money off that.
Yeah.
But basically, at the time, it was they paid for your schooling, they paid for your books, then they give you a stipend every month for your rent and for food.
Okay.
There's actually I won some award like my senior year in high school. I think it was something like the Quad City, some award from that, and I got like a $500 scholarship for it, and I had to turn it back in because at the time you couldn't accept anything.
Oh,
Wow.
And now
Wow.
I'm seeing hundreds of thousands of dollars. I'm like, are you serious? Like,
right.
I gotta send back my 500.
Yeah, that is crazy. And now they got the NCAA game, and they're definitely getting some bread for that too.
Right. Yeah.
I hope they make the basketball one too.
There's a lawsuit that they're saying they're paying guys like dating back through 2016. So once that happens, I'm sure I'll sort of money off of that, but I'm not sure how that's going.
I saw like some dudes are like, so obviously like Travis Hunter and those guys, they're getting a lot of money from it. But I saw one dude on like Twitter or TikTok or something. He's like, yeah, I'm in the game, but they only gave me $200. I'm like, oh geez, dude, you might as well not even be in the game.
Right.
I said, here, buy a copy.
Yeah.
What are your favorite things about Muscatine and Iowa City?
Muscatine is just the people, like the people I grew up with, a lot of close family, friends. And then whenever I'm back, always Salvatore's. That's my favorite Italian. Go to Guadalajara. Like every time I'm back, those are my two spots every time. But it's mostly just the people. Then Iowa City, same thing. Like going to college there, I obviously met a lot of people. So just, it's the restaurants that I remember. And then it's just meeting up with old friends and stuff.
Okay. I don't think I have any other questions. Do you guys?
Yeah. Joe, I want to run you through a little rapid fire questions to kind of end some things off. We'll go about like 45 seconds or so, just some fun stuff. We'll start it off with, what's your favorite holiday?
Christmas.
Easy.
Dream vacation spot.
What was that?
Dream vacation spot.
Oh, dream vacation. I've already been to my top two. I would say like Bora Bora. It used to be great,
Yeah.
but I went there for my honeymoon. So
Okay. Dream car.
dream car. Honestly, my next car I want is a Suburban. I'm a family man.
What do you drive now?
I drive a Lexus GX. It's like the bigger model.
Okay.
And then Mexican or Chinese food?
Mexican.
And then on a scale of 1 to 10, how good are you at cooking?
Like a 4.
Like,
My wife is a 10 though. Like she cooks everything for me.
Nice.
It's elite.
And then this one's pretty funny. If you could be transformed into an animal for one day, what would it be?
That's a good question. I would probably just say dog. Just
Dude,
Dog.
I was thinking that too. I
it's
was like,
basic,
it's cool to be a tiger, but I have to fight for my life.
right?
And then
I'd be a bird. Just fly around.
yeah, like an eagle or something.
Yeah,
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 that'd be
that's-
cool. And then final one, because you might be going down under to Australia. Kangaroos or koalas?
I'm gonna go kangaroos.
Mm-hmm. W guy.
Have you ever seen like the inside of their little pocket?
I mean, I've seen
It's
pictures,
weird.
but I've never seen them in person.
Have you
Yeah.
have you seen the videos of like people beefing with kangaroos and fighting them?
No, I haven't.
Oh,
They're
dude.
big animals. They're big
Dude, there's
animals.
this video of this dude, like this kangaroo, like grabbed this guy's dog, right? And he's just holding the dog, like
He's
this.
holding the dog like this.
And this dude just walks up to it, punches the kangaroo in the face.
Are
And the
kangaroos that
kangaroos,
big?
Huh?
they're pretty big. They're
Huge.
probably like
Huge.
7 feet, 6 feet tall, probably.
Probably not 7 foot. The one kangaroo stood about as tall as that grown man, so they're probably about 6 foot at least. And he got
For that
punched.
big, honestly. I'm excited. Hopefully, I see one in person. That'd be sweet.
Mhm.
That would be cool.
Oh, I have something for you. What was like the first thing that you bought once you got your like contract money? Your first one?
Nothing crazy. I'm a pretty cheap guy. Like, I said the biggest purchase I bought was my car, probably.
Yeah.
Okay.
Other than that, just got the apartment and just furniture and stuff like that.
I have another question for you. Do you have any like basketball superstitions, like anything you have to wear, or anything like that?
Nothing I have to wear. I pray during the national anthem. I guess
Mhm.
I don't know if it's a superstition or just like kind of a routine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, nothing crazy. No superstition. But
Mhm.
I don't have to wear the same pair of compressions every game or anything else.
I had a superstition where it was like if I didn't smack the like the logo, then we were gonna lose, but we were gonna lose. So,
Well, on the way out of the locker room.
yeah.
Yeah.
Did you have like a favorite team growing up for the NBA?
Not really, honestly. I guess maybe the Bulls, just because they were like the closest team.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But I was honestly more of like an NFL guy in terms
Who's
of
your
watching.
team?
The Colts.
No.
Oh, okay.
TV.
What do you think about AR?
I'm a big fan of him. I think he's a big body. He's strong. He can throw it. He can run.
Mhm.
I don't like. We're not going to compete for a Super Bowl anytime soon, but I think we have some good young talent. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
You got some good.
Yeah, it's already like a kind of solid team. Like it depends on how good he is. They
Yeah.
see him at playoff. I can see playoffs.
How about you guys?
I'm Cowboys.
I'm Denver Broncos.
I'm a Steelers guy.
Good to get rid of Russ, huh?
Yeah. No.
It's to him. They gave him to him.
Give it to me.
True.
Now he's got to do it though.
No, we got Fields as a backup.
Broncos are in purgatory right now, and I'm just kind of living with that.
Yeah. Just got to go through it some years.
Mm-hmm.
Do you do fantasy football?
Yeah, I love fantasy football.
Yeah, I'm
Sure.
big into fantasy. I have a money league with my.
Go ahead.
I just said every Sunday I'm locked into my guys.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Dude, I debated about paying $250 for a cameo from Hanson, the Red Zone guy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Chris Hansen?
But yeah, it's like $250 for it. I just want to say like, yeah, your fantasy team sucks and send it to my friend.
It's
Yeah,
probably not-
I did a dynasty draft for the first time this year, and we drafted like an entire defense, and man, that was an experience.
Yeah, I don't do the whole defense. I just do the basic roster.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Do you usually win or?
Just
No
depends.
chips.
I was trash, but I've had some good years.
That's what's up.
Up and down.
I have a money league with my friends from high school, and I've won back to back. And I let them know all the times, like, dude, I just took $1,000 from you bums, and I'm gonna do it again.
You're locked in like the week leading up to the fantasy draft. Like you're researching.
Oh yeah.
Honestly, I don't. I draft. I'm a really big trader, so I can make some trade, and I make
No,
a stack team by the end of the year.
people. That's what he likes to do.
Yeah, he's finessing them.
He is. He's a
Oh yeah.
I'm telling you, dude,
Joe-
this guy's gonna be a star.
Right.
Joe, do you play with your like friends every same group every year?
Yeah, pretty much. I got a group of like high school guys I play with, and then I do a second league with family.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Do you have a punishment for with your friends?
We usually like one year we did basically everyone gets one item to throw at you. And I think it was like my junior year in high school I lost, and so I had to eat that punishment. I was getting mayo poured on me, syrup.
Ugh,
Yeah.
that's gross. Ours was
Just whipped out. So
the dude had to wash everyone's car by hand.
that's a good one.
That's a good one.
I haven't cashed in on mine
People
yet.
can't really wimp out on that.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
I think last year we said someone has to get a spray tan, like whoever lost.
So,
But then no one ended up doing it.
yeah.
That's funny.
I like the pancake one where like you have to try to eat 24 pancakes, and if you can't, you got to stay there for like however many hours you don't.
Mhm.
That is a good one. But your stomach will be paying for it later.
Yeah, I was saying, you don't want to lose.
That's a lot of carbs.
Yeah.
I don't even like pancakes. I'm a waffle guy.
No.
Oh, do you guys have anything else?
One last question. Just a lot of people were kind of talking about the rookie class this year, about it not being that like top heavy or anything like it usually is. Do you have any guys that kind of stand out to you?
I think Reed Shepard is a lot better than I thought. Like,
Yeah.
honestly, on draft night when I saw him go number 3, I was a little surprised.
Mhm.
But after watching him play more in like these first few summer league games, I'm actually pretty impressed with him. I think the first 2 picks are pretty raw talent, but have the potential. And it's just hard to follow up last year with Victor.
Yeah.
Allen.
Yeah, I'm a Rockets fan, so I'm definitely happy with Reed Shepard.
I was gonna
Yeah,
say,
he's
you can
a
watch
good-
Mhm.
but,
Did you ever meet like any like a celebrity that you're just like what's it called?
Starstruck.
Yeah. Were you ever starstruck when you?
not overly, to be honest with you. Like no one off the top of my head.
Do you have like a favorite celebrity that like you would be, or like athlete? Like, do you ever meet LeBron? Like that'd probably starstruck.
I mean, like I played against him, like, but I never like talked to him.
Met.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I wouldn't really count that. Like an athlete that I'd love to meet is Peyton Manning. I grew up like being a fan. I grew up with that head on my wall.
Yeah.
So I would love to meet
Yeah.
him.
Yeah, that'd be sick. What do you think about Marvin Harrison Jr.?
I think he's a great talent. Like he's gonna be really good.
I got him in my dynasty league.
Yeah.
What, you already doing this?
Oh, I had a dynasty. So we started a dynasty league last year, and then so dynasty just keeps on. You keep the same team
Oh, okay.
for years on. So then they draft the rookies that are coming in.
Oh, I gotcha. Yeah, I've never
I
done that.
traded my 4th pick for the first. I think I gave Jonathan Taylor and the 4th overall for the first pick, and I took Marvin.
It's respectable. I mean, is it a PPR?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those receiving points are huge.
They are.
Yeah.
And it's just I just like him a lot. I think he's gonna be good.
Yeah.
All right, well, you guys good?
I think wrap it up, Adrian.
That's
All right. Thank you, Joe, for joining us. I really appreciate you taking the time to talk with us. Hopefully, we can get in a Fortnite game because we got a lot. Is it PlayStation or Xbox?
Yeah, I play PlayStation.
Okay, that's what I got too. But yeah, again, thanks for joining us. I really appreciate you spending the time with us. And another thank you to Stellas for sponsoring the episode. We're gonna be giving out 4 gift cards. I'll put it in there.
Shout out my guy Jerry. Good people over there.
Big guy. Yeah, I had a great time. Thank you to everyone who watched and listened. I appreciate you taking your time